The worst I finally burst out in the early half today as the worst I finally happened to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I missed everything that is happening in Nigeria. They said history will never forget Tinubu as far as Nigeria is concerned. The moment Tinubu bowed to resign from office and all of that, this happened in the early half today. I missed the LLC protest and all of that. I missed everywhere that was shut down in Nigeria today. I missed the food scarcity, I missed everything that is ongoing, the economic crisis and everything that is going down in Nigeria. Tinubu have finally come to a grips. So let us stay connected to the end of this video to hear it from the host man himself. This is not my personal opinion. You will hear it yourself. It will shocktalize you everywhere, boy, in the early after day. Nobody actually expected this. So let us stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share this video, ensure you share it. Share it to different social media platforms. Let it go viral. And if you can share it, just like it as you're watching it, like it, give it a thumb up. Nobody ever see this coming as Tinubu is making a move now. Just stay connected, obedient. I'm coming back again.
Welcome you back to LAJUPOG TV.
I don't have bad news for you today.
The home of religious gossip.
But you should leave the fight for Muhammad.
What is happening in the Christendom? Join now to make sense with LAJUPOG.
Hello my great and wonderful viewers, welcome back to LAJUPOG TV. For those of you coming across this channel for the very first time, ensure you click the red subscription button appearing on your video screen, and do well at the same time, click the notification bell icon so that whenever we drop a new video in few hours time, YouTube will easily let you to know. Nigeria is going down right now and everywhere is boiling as a few hours ago. You know, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is in serious trouble at the moment, and finally Bola Ahmed Tinubu is already buying down. Now, they said history will never forget Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Moment Tinubu finally agreeing to resign. Nobody, no president in the history of Nigeria have ever resigned. The only people that did not use that they not finish are the people that actually die on throne and all of that. In the light of Yar'Adua and all of that, nobody ever come out to resign as the history of Nigeria is concerned. I don't even think there's any senator that resigned in Nigeria. Talk less of the president. Now, Tinubu is already making history. Now, let us stay connected to the end of this video. You will hear things to yourself. You will hear from the horse mouth. It will shocktalize you. Nigerians have been aspiring for this because they believe that Tinubu is not that competent to govern Nigeria and to rule the affair of the country. You know, it was few days ago that they changed the national anthem, celebrating the 1 year of Tinubu in office. That was on May 29. That was last month, few days ago. And a lot of Nigerians were like, why are they changing the national anthem? Is it the national anthem that is the main problem of Nigeria? Why is it that it is the national anthem that is of a major concern to them? Are these people not having human feeling? Are they not having human sympathy? Why is it that they do not have the mind of the people? Why is it that they do not have the people in mind? The people that are in total hunger and total poverty, people that cannot even live a good life in Nigeria again. Food is hiking up in the market every day. There is high in price of commodity of goods. More than 700 companies have folded up in Nigeria, even as at the time of Tinubu in power. He just marked 1 year in power. More than 700 companies are already run out of Nigeria. You can see what is happening. Now, Tinubu is finally leaving. So, let us stay connected to the end of this video. You hear it yourself. So, if you can share this video, do well to share it. Just share it. Share it to different social media platforms. Let it go viral. Share it to groups. Let a lot of people come across this. This is not the time for anybody to be missing information as far as Nigeria is concerned. You will see things yourself. You will hear from the horse mouth. It will shocktalize you. You see, it is quite unfortunate that they celebrated 1 year of Tinubu in office and they brought out the history and everything that happened in the 1 year of Tinubu in office. They brought everything out and everybody began to shed tears because a lot of people actually died in Nigeria due to insecurity because that thing went on rampage. A lot of Nigeria were being pie and all of that, and nobody is okay with this. You can't move freely in the street of Nigeria. Have you ever seen how many number of people that were kidnapped a few days ago and in the time of Bola Ahmed Tinubu? A lot of people have been kidnapped and all of that, and yet the government said that it is the national anthem that is of a major concern to them. The people hunger, the poverty in the country, the economic crisis is not of anything to them. They're not feeling it because they manufacture a lot of money in the ASUU chamber. When Tinubu got into power, the debt of Nigeria was around 87 trillion. That was what Buhari led Nigeria into. Now Tinubu got there, he's just marking 1 year. The debt of Nigeria have risen to 97 trillion, close to 100 trillion. Where on earth is this happening if not for Nigeria? There is no productivity and yet they're running after shadows that is not even running after them. They're saying that the economy is not stable, yet they're running after crypto and all of that. They're running after bureau de change, they're running after different things. Peter Obi actually made mention of all these things. He said it is not you running after bureau de change operators or you running after crypto people or all of that. It is not you putting a lot of taxes on Nigeria that will actually weigh them down, because as at now the revenue of Nigeria is being generated from the taxes that the taxing people and all of that. The taxes are too much, yet there is no productivity. Peter Obi said productivity is the only key that can make the economy of the people or a country to rise up. But these people are not listening to the opinion or the suggestion of Peter Obi. Now Tinubu celebrated 1 year in office amidst all the crisis that happened, fuel hiked up and all of that, and it was few days after that Labour began to strike and they began to shut down everywhere. It was few days after he marked 1 year in office that they were asking him, what can you do to Nigeria, and was saying it is the national anthem that is of a major concern to them. It was few days after that Labour strike again. Is it a must that Labour must be striking every year and ASUU must be striking every year? Is this a must? Which kind of country is this called Nigeria? Is it a must that the people must agitate for their right before you even say to them? Is it a must that the people must enter streets, shut down everywhere and make protests up and down before you notice them? And these are the people that are working and stabilizing the economy of the country. These are the people that are generating revenue for the country. Now you will hear from the horseman himself. You will hear everything that is happening. Tinubu finally agreeing to resign. This will mark the history of Nigeria. No president have ever done this. Just stay connected to the end of this video. If you can share the video, do well to share it. And if you can't share it, just like it as you listen to it from the horseman. I'm coming back again.
So what should the president have done? What are the things he didn't do that he should have done?
The president should have used, but no, well, I've been saying it. If you take a goat and put anointing oil on the goat, put communion on the goat, put the Bible, put the Quran, put everything on the goat, that goat cannot become a cow. You can't give what you don't have. But everything will be said from consumption to production. You see, if you are producing something, the economy will get better. But everything will be said that I will empower the people first, then I can start taxing them. What was the plan of these people? They didn't really have a plan. From 2015, they don't have a plan. We want to remove Jonathan was the plan. I said a group of monkeys can hijack a car, but let them drive the car. That's the problem. Oh, Jonathan, you have removed Jonathan now. Okay, you that you are there, perform, let us see. That's the problem. You can't perform anymore. You can't perform anymore after you have removed Jonathan. Every time is blaming. They blame. Why you blame Jonathan for 8 years? This one now, Buhari has. Are you not ready for power? Did Obasanjo blame anybody? Did Jonathan blame anybody? You are there now. Start working. Start.
But do you believe that in the next 3 years you can do better?
I don't know. I don't know. And I don't think so. I don't think that this government, I don't think they have the interest of the masses at the heart. How can you give 90 billion for people that go to Mecca? And for education, you give 5 billion. They said, if you want to know the future, look at what you are doing today. Look at what they have done for 1 year. Then you have an idea of the plan for the next 3 years. Because now listen, every person they have only 2.5 years for government. Yes, all of them. The next 1.5 years for politics. From the end of 2025, from that end, from like October, December 2025, then they'll be thinking about the next election. That's how all of them will do. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? They are not. You see, I don't see. Thank God, I'm not complaining. I know that this is what will happen. I'm not complaining. But it is either they sack them from work. If they are sacking from work, somebody is collecting 40,000 naira. He's working in Ikeja. I get to realize is when I come in 1,000. 30 days 30,000. Salary is 40,000. How is he going to cope? So it is when we told them, okay, now here is the protest in Oyota today. Here are the pastors that criticize Jonathan today. Here are the professors today. And things are worse every day. And insecurity is worse every day. What are you talking about? Let us tell ourselves the truth. So that the truth can set all of us free. in this country.
So what should we do? What should we do? Should we still continue and watch how the country unfolds?
And there's not everything doing. Like everybody that don't meet, I told them I'm only a spokesman of the obedience. I don't have any. They are coming to meet me. What can we do? Want to join the obedience? And you can join. Obedience is a political party. I just say like a movement. So they want to join. Come and join. But in 2027, make sure that you vote for the right candidate. Stop collecting money and all this food. And Nigerians now, everybody wants to see the collaboration between Peter Obi and Atiku to rescue the nation. Any other apart from that, my brother, it is finished. If you allow the government to, you see, Buhari's government took some people. I did not say it. It was somebody that said this. Former CBN governor Lamido Sanusi said it. That Buhari's government took Nigeria 20 years back. I did not say it is not. So if you are not careful, this one will take Nigeria 100 years backward. So let them come together now. I speak to one voice. Hunger does not respect tribe and religion. And it's not as all of them that they are hungry, they want to join the obedience. Let them come. But they are coming, they should not now start collecting something to eat and forget their brain. Don't sell your better for a morsel of meat this time around. Election is still far, but it's far, it's still near.
I'm not sure anybody serious was actually expecting anything from this administration. Those who are serious about any expectation of change did not ab initio support this administration. So I'm not sure that anyone who had genuine hopes have had their hopes dashed. This administration has done exactly what it promised to do, which is nothing. Because I would imagine that if you're serious about youth employment, one of the fastest ways to do that would be to have dealt with the scourge of insecurity, which would have enabled a whole lot of return to the rural area. But what you are seeing is an accelerated pace of rural despoliation and people moving to urban centers. That simply explains to you that the security situation is not getting any better. So you really cannot move people back towards the rural communities. Hence, you cannot move the youth into farming in any significant number. So I'm not sure, and if you even look at education, you'll find that the only thing that is really happening with the youth population is that they are fleeing. They are fleeing largely because of the seeming hopelessness of our situation. They are fleeing. So I'm not sure anyone who there is nobody who can really say that they genuinely expected that some miracle would happen with youth employment under this administration. Outside of the most obvious for me, which is the rule of law, which would engender confidence both of the local populace and even of those who might wish to invest in our local economy. Outside of that, I would imagine access to credit is probably the most important thing that you could give to the youth to enable them or anyone else who is desirous of creating wealth to come out of poverty. Because if the only credit available to people are credits in the 30s, you are paying 30-something% interest. What real investment can be done with such atrocious rates? The central bank own rate is in the 20s. So I would imagine that any government that is desirous of creating wealth would address the paucity of credit in the system. Because without access to credit, that is before you now begin to deal with all the other infrastructure that should be in place that are not in place, outside of the lack of the rule of law that already governs. Impunity governs our space. To now have to lay on more failures on top of that. If impunity were governing the place and you had a credible credit system, you had security, if we didn't have to deal with the multiple layers of problems that are on top of the insecurity, the lack of credit in the system, then maybe. But the way things are right now is a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you don't deal with these sundry issues, you really cannot turn things around. perhaps they should resign. Because if you're asking what practical steps they can take, the reality is that that's the elephant in the room. That is the elephant in the room. His very presence in the office is a violation of the sovereign will of the people. He knows it, we know it. So if he's really, really interested in changing anything, he should resign and put in place a credible system that is capable of superintending free and fair elections, and we will never forget him in history. But then, that's just wishful thinking, like me wishing I was a little fairer or a little taller.
Thank you for staying connected, my great and wonderful viewers. You can hear what they actually said in these videos that I actually finished watching. You see, a lot of Nigerians are actually tired of the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu that I just marked a year. This administration just concluded a year, and it has been like as if Nigeria have been in hellfire. No wonder a lot of Nigerians are no more scared of hellfire in the Bible. A lot of Nigerians are not scared of what is written in the Bible, that if you should die, if your handwork is not good, you go to hell, because they believe that there is no hell that can be more as worse as what we're going through in Nigeria. The hell we're going through in Nigeria, it will be more than the hell that the Bible is actually talking about. That's what a lot of Nigerians are actually saying. The slogan is all over the street that there's no hell anywhere. Nigeria is the hell that the Bible is talking about. You can see they said Buhari reduced Nigeria 20 years back, but they said if care is not taken, Bola Ahmed Tinubu will reduce Nigeria to 100 years back, whereas a big countries like China, countries like US, UK, and all of that, Canada, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, all of them are increasing and advancing every day as far as technology is concerned, as far as economy is concerned, and as far as education is concerned. They are advancing, but Nigeria is going backward. You can't even imagine the schools that pupils and students are learning from. There's no conducive learning environment. Is it that Nigeria government cannot do it? Actually, they can, but they will never do it just because they believe that their children are not schooling in Nigeria, and a lot of things is going down in Nigeria. Students are leaving schools. That's what they're saying. A lot of students are dropped out of school in the regime of Bola Ahmed Tinubu that just mark 1 year. Tinubu did not say that to attend to, but he can attend to national anthem. Now tell me, the national anthem that they changed, what effect, what positive effect did they add to the economy of the country? What effect did they add to the price of commodity or goods in the market? That is what we're talking about. When we are talking, a lot of people will say that we are criticizing Tinubu so much. Now, all these things that they're doing, are they not worth of criticism? Because it is the same government that spent 5 billion naira on yachts. Now, the yachts in question, we've not seen it in now. It is the same government that spent 90 billion on Hajj, whereas they are allocating 5 billion for education. Hajj and education. Now, tell me, what concerns the government concerning religious rights and religious things and all of that, for crying out loud? People will be going to Jerusalem, the government will be sponsoring them. People will be going to Mecca, the government will still be sponsoring them. What concerns the government with all these people that are going to different religious activities or different religious places and all of that? It is the business of the people. It does not concern the government. Now, the education that so much concern the government, they did not spend on it. Spending 90 billion naira on Hajj and 5 billion naira on education. Where on net is this happening not for Nigeria? And you're telling me that NLC will not strike and ASUU will not strike and all of that? The strike continues every year in Nigeria. Are we not tired of all these so-called demonstrations and all of that? Is it only the people come out to demonstrate and shut down everywhere before the government will recognize that they're actually human beings? The people that are actually working for the government, but yet they did not increase the minimum wages, and things have hiked up in more than 100 times. No, things have hiked up in the country, and yet they did not increase minimum wages from 30,000 that it was. They didn't increase it. They were even deliberating that they want to increase it to around 48,000. What will 48,000 do as far as the present economic situation of Nigeria is concerned? Now they said they must increase the minimum wages to around 470,000, but the government is deliberating. Now, I always say it, I said NLC is one of the more useless organizations in Nigeria. Why? Because these people have been out there, the government have been using them. Once they come out, they say they want to protest, they will try to shut down everywhere, but the moment they shut down everywhere, the government will just invite them and just give them penny, and they will dismiss the protest and all of that. They won't collect what they're supposed to collect. They won't allow the government, they won't pressure the government to do what they're supposed to do so that everything will be working well in the country. On the head of the NLC just collects something little, they move out and they dismiss their board. That's what they're doing. Now, they say LSC want to shut down everywhere. They actually shut down everywhere. But the fact remains that the protest linger for even up to 48 hours. You can see what is happening. They have called them into a closed office and a closed meeting and all of that. Now they said they suspended the protest in the next 1 week. Now tell me, will LLC still come back after that 1 week when the government has given them token? Now the Nigeria Labour Congress, it is their leader that is actually causing all the issue that is happening as far as the Nigerian labor is concerned. They're just using the civil servant. The civil servants are just being used just because they do not have credible and transparent leaders. Every year they keep coming and protesting. Don't worry, you will still see them again in the next maybe 6 months. After the money that the government gives to them, you still see them in streets again. These are the people that we are dealing with in the country. Now tell me, how will Nigeria go forward? They say if Tinubu can actually resign, it will be of a good history to Nigeria, and the name of Tinubu will not be forgotten, because a lot of people actually believe that he's incompetent to govern the affairs of the country because Nigeria are bastard beyond repair and all of that. They say it is only Obi that can only build the country. Now tell me, is it really possible for Peter Obi himself to hijack the country and do the needful and Nigeria should move forward? Drop a opinion in the comment section on this video. What do you think if Tinubu should resign today? As again on this description and that one there for you, and follow me on my social media handles on Facebook at LAJUPOG TV and LAJUPOG Entertainment, and on Instagram at LAJUPOG. Guess what, guys? See you in my next video. Bye for now. Odabo.
I see the hot for my body, I say make I yarn you. Religious gossip plenty day for body. Pastor with the line on top, he pastor. For LAJUPOG watch TV. Pastor with the back, where politician with the do pass himself. Leader, all the while you waiting for church. All as LAJUPOG watch TV.